you gotta love it. You gotta love John Harbaugh. I mean, literally comes in Wednesday. Next thing we hear a report is, all these motherfuckers are fired. You're fired and you're fired. Kevin Abrams. Oh, thank the Lord of Cobalt. Kevin Abrams getting fired. Why do people call exactly when they know I'm online? Kevin Abrams getting fired, getting the pink slip on the unemployment line. He has screwed up the cap beyond. And I love it because you have some pundits still. You still have some giant pundits that are like, well, you know what? He put us in good shape this year. We're at $11 million in cap space. 21st in the league. Other teams have 80, 90, 100 million. We have 89. I mean, excuse me, we have 11. I'm sorry, but it's one of those things you just look at it and you just, what's up, Big Mike Lee? What's up, Big Mego? We got Marvin in the chat. We got the slider, of course. We got the big Zach attack. We got everyone coming in here strong. We got Big Chris for the love of MMA. We got Harley Ryder. Oh, it's just nice. It's nice. The Giants are just doing things right. I mean, it's one of those things you laugh because you're like, the Giants are going in a direction that we need to go. The Giants are moving on from people that just don't fit the model anymore. And I love it. A lot of these people didn't even get to interview for their job. It's like, yeah, no, you're gone. And just getting rid of Kevin Abrams. Oh, there is a glee. There is a joy in my heart. Listen, when anyone gets fired, you don't want to revel in the fact that someone got fired. Kevin Abrams has been here for 20 years. He's been the team's assistant GM. No, 27 years he's been here. He's been the team's assistant GM for 20 years. He is the architecture of the failures known as the salary cap. That's what it is. And every time you see these bad contracts, it's because of Kevin Abrams. He's supposed to be the capologist. He's got to look at it and go, no, we got this. Don't worry, we got this. No, you don't have it. It's time to move on, Kevin. And we moved on from him. Can we get an actual capologist? Can we get someone that owns a calculator or an abacus? We've talked about that. Coaching staff moved on from a bunch of the coaches. Listen, everyone was in love with Andre Patterson except for this motherfucker. Evidently, except for this motherfucker and John Harbaugh. Listen, I love everyone's claim to fame. Well, he worked with Danielle Hunter and Dexter Lawrence. So those guys would not have been good if Andre Patterson wasn't here. That's what literally people are telling me, that he would not have been good. We're waiting to see if Carmen is going to be staying. Right now, we're hearing that he is the leading candidate to be the offensive line coach. He got a ringing endorsement from John Harbaugh, or what I like to affectionately refer to as Dad, because we did get it. We are trying to get adopted by the Harbaugh family. So, I mean, I love it because I just love it. I just love the fact that we're just cleaning house, that we're just moving on, that the neophytes are just sitting there so upset, some people, because of the fact that certain people are leaving. But it's time to get rid of these people. It's time to move on. And I laugh because we did the thumbnail, with our old buddy. Uh-oh. It's John Harbaugh coming in the building. You're fired. You're fired. Get the fudge out. Don't come back. Don't go in there. It's John Harbaugh cleaning motherfucking house. I haven't been this happy about the Giants in years. I haven't been this happy about the Giants since since probably the 80s and the 90s when I started watching the Giants in 76, but you had that 10 years it took us to get to the Super Bowl when I was watching, and then you had that 4-year span. I mean, it's freaking awesome. Now there is bad news. There is bad news. I do not like bringing up bad news because there is no such thing as bad news anymore in Giant Land. Everything's just sunshine and lollipops and rainbows and whoops, my chair went down. Rainbows and happy things. There's so many other things that I don't want to bring up bad news. But my little friend who gave us all the information, who told us exactly what John Harbaugh wanted, and he was 100% right, has told me that there's still extension talk for Joe Schoen. I know. It makes zero fucking sense. And I love it, though, because it's like, he told me this, and I was like, you got to be shitting me, man, because of the fact that we're firing people. We're getting rid of the people that I'm waiting for him to get the big broom and sweep away things. That's what I'm literally waiting for. We got to get the Crystal Love of MMA saying, let's go blue, smash that like. We got the 2 super chats, one for the Zack Attack saying, feels like a deep clean, no one since 2017. Get the shovel, get them out. All the little neophytes out there that are going to be upset that we're firing these people or moving on for certain people. All the people sitting in their basements.
Yes, hon. Our hot pockets.
Get your hot pockets ready, because it's a big change here at Giant Land. Big Dan Wolf says, "How long do you think it will take to get you guys back to being at least decent, let alone a good? Wish us Bills luck. We are okay." Dan, that's a great question. I've already said it. 6 to 7 wins this year, to me, is a competent season. Is a good season. I know Harbaugh is talking about, Coach Harbaugh, also known as my brother. I know he is talking about winning every game. Well, not winning every game, but he's talking about making the playoffs, and that's his expectations. But if you take a look at the roster, there's a lot of work to be done. And there's limited cap space, and there's a lot of work to be done. I've already said this. I said it when Daniel Jones signed that contract, and I told everyone that he was going to flame out. And I tried to explain to people, listen, when that happens, we're not going to be good again till 27, 28. And I said, we'll be competent in 26 if you have to take a quarterback in 25, which we did. So you hope your quarterback matures and maturates in 26. You start putting pieces around him again. You start hoping you get better in 27 and hopefully move forward to an extensive playoff run for the next 10 years. The next, hopefully we go through a Pittsburgh or a Baltimore. That's my thought process. But I do think it's going to take a while. Kevin Abrams is out. But thank you for a super chat. All super chats go to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. Kevin Abrams is out. Could Joe be next? No. My little friend, I love him and I hate him, and he will be on February 12th. His NFL contract expires February 12th, and he is coming on the show. Told me that there's still talk of extension for Joe Schoen in the building. 3:24 p.m. on the 22nd, they're still talking extension. How bad is that? But you just got to remember, it's just, we've reached the point now where we're just cleaning house. We're moving forward. We have to look at the players that are on this team, and we're going to do that on Saturday. We got a big live stream at 10:15 a.m. on Saturday, so make sure everyone stays tuned for that. We're going to talk about the direction of the New York Football Giants. We're going to talk about the roster. We're going to talk about the cap space. We're literally going to talk about everything that you are going to need to be intelligent enough to go out there and have a conversation with certain people, because there's certain Giant fans out there. They're still idiots. So, but we're good. Who else did he fire on the coaching staff? He pretty much, now Carmen is going to interview. I don't have a problem with Carmen coming back. I don't have a problem with that. What do we got here? Let's see. We got any other latest. I don't have problems with Carmen coming back. I like, Carmen can come back. I don't care. Right now, John Harbaugh could do whatever he wants. He could do whatever he wants. John Harbaugh makes his first move by hiring ex-college head coach. Who did he hire? John Harbaugh's first press conference. Who did he hire? Let's see here. I've been hearing Fordham and Wake Forest coach Dan Clawson named as someone who could have a role in John Harbaugh's staff. Per sources, perhaps in a senior assistant role. Okay, I'm fine with that. Listen, I don't care what he does. I've already said it. He could go hi-ho, hire Kermit the Frog as his OC. I don't care. Right now, John Harbaugh has a carte blanche to do whatever he feels like doing. And again, this is Tim, of course, with New York Giants Straight Talk, brought to you by the mighty FanDuel. So make sure everyone, we're going to talk about FanDuel in a few minutes. So make sure everyone remembers it's the mighty FanDuel. FanDuel.com, the number one sports book in America. OGR Sports, drop in the super chat. Happy Kevin Abrams is gone. What your friends failed to mention is Joe's extension is more uncrustable than this fridge. I am going to eat. That was pretty funny. I am going to eat. I said it, and I'm going to do it. I'm actually, after this stream, I got to go get gas because we got a snowstorm coming. So I got to make sure the generator has gas. So I got to run out and get gas. But as I run out to the store, I am going to buy Uncrustables. And I'm a man of my word. I said I would stay if Harbaugh came, and I said that I would eat an Uncrustable. I'm going to eat an Uncrustable tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Saturday, 10:15 a.m. We do have a good show coming up with a sports handicapper tomorrow. So make sure you stay tuned for that. A Slider says, Tim, I'll join you, Tim. I'm this weekend's Uncrustables. I'll join. Well, anyway, you know what? That's the thing. I'm going to tell you this now. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this right now. And if you already have one, you have to do it for free. Whoever at 10:15 on Saturday, if you want to come on and eat an Uncrustable with me, I will send you a replica Eli Manning Super Bowl ring. That's right. You come on with me. You have to come on camera. I don't care if you've never been on the show before. You have to come on camera. You have to eat an Uncrustable with me. And if you do that, I will send you, and we sent a lot of these out, a New York Giants Eli Manning 2007 replica Super Bowl ring. If you want to come here, show support, the morons that ran the fucking laps, we're going to be the Uncrustable bunch. We're doing this for solidarity. I'm going to tell you this right now. I've never had an Uncrustable, so I don't even know what the fuck they're going to taste like. No offense to your friend, Tim, but Paul Schwartz reported Joe Schoen is basically getting an extension around draft time, and he shills for the Giants. It's no offense. He told us he was getting an extension weeks ago. My friend told me Joe Schoen was getting an extension, 4 weeks ago? He just reaffirmed that he was still getting one. So maybe Paul Schwartz is my friend. Did you think of that? Oh, Petro. I didn't see that one coming, did ya? 10:15, that'd be 7. Listen, it's 10:15 in the morning. I'm going to eat an Uncrustable. It better taste like a fucking pancake. I'm going to eat an Uncrustable and drive an electric car. No, we're not going to go. We're not going to get fucking crazy. We're not. Big Mike Lee says, Tim, smash like button on the way. Make sure you do that. What do we got here? Zach said, I just found out the people still believe the New York Giants are legally the New York entity and not from New Jersey. Oh, yes, for the morons. I posted this on Twitter yesterday, and they were like, John Harbaugh is going to have to pay all these taxes in New York City. Okay, it's based off of where you work. Okay, and it's not based, and it's based off of where your offices are. and all the offices are in New Jersey. So you can be incorporated in New York, but your physical work location is where you get paid out of. So he's not going to pay New York tax. Now, I will say this, athletes pay what they refer to as either a celebrity or an athlete tax. And they pay that in the different cities that they play in, that they literally get taxed. Like if you go to California, you pay a tax because it's called a performer tax. You pay a tax. But he's not going to pay. He's not paying New York tax. I love it. He's going to lose all. He's losing millions because of the fact that he took the job with the Giants. You don't think he's set up as an LLC or a corporation? You really don't think that? You really think that they didn't look into this already? And why do people care? He's like, I love it because I was, hold on. You know what? They won. Hold on. We're going to, because of the Zach attack, we're going to have of course,
stupid giant Twitter post.
Oh, and this stupid giant Twitter post comes from MLF football. John Harbaugh taxes and fees, $7 million in federal tax, $2.2 million in New York state tax, $300,000 in FICA, $7,500,000 in New York tax, local tax, booking agent fee, $600,000, net income, $8.7 million. I try, man. This is the newer, gentler Tim. But what is this? ML football? You're fucking stupid. You're fucking morons. The things that he's paying New York tax because it's the New York Giants, even though their training facility, their stadium, and their offices are in East Rutherford, New Jersey. So they're going to pay New York tax as well. This MFL sports. These are the ultimate guys. Wait, these are the ultimate guys.
Ma'am? Yes, hon. Our Hot Pockets. Right away, hon.
They need mom to bring them some Hot Pockets. Kevin Abrams got destroyed. A new team, please. Yeah, he already has done. Mike Lee says, yeah, it's similar to the LA Dodgers of Anaheim. Take advantage of the bigger name recognition. Thanks, Mike Lee. You get it. I get it. You know who else gets it? Wyatt Earp. It's Wyatt Earp. That's the clip I should have had. That's the clip. That's the clip. Hold on. That's the clip. Okay, here we go. That's what we needed.
So run, you cur. Run! Tell all the other curs the law's coming. You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
That's John Harbaugh in the office on the last couple of days. You just get a big fucking broom, man. One of those industrial brooms that are like, that are like 3 feet long, and you gotta go if anyone's ever, because when you use those brooms, you don't want the dust flaps, so you gotta kind of go like this with the broom. So I've broomed before. Oh, John Earp. Slider said Ronnie Barnes has a new position and Kevin Abrams is gone. Yeah, Ronnie Barnes, I think they just kind of kept. I don't know. Marv and Starvin like Marv and Girl, because my rats come in packs like Sammy and Dean Martin. Good afternoon, everyone. Omega Supreme says, I'll be your Huckleberry. Such a great movie, Tombstone. Tombstone is such a fucking awesome movie. The Undisputed Chance says, whoa, fire him all, get him the fudge out. Slider said, is Harbaugh the president of football operations? I don't know. That's a good question. We have never been given Coach Harbaugh's official title. We have never been given that. I'm not sure. I don't think he is. I just think it's funny that, like I said, that he basically circumvents the general manager. It's like, Joe, you got a lot of things to do here. You got to get the coffee. You got to pick up my dry cleaning. You have to make sure my DVR is set for all the shows that I'm going to miss when I'm working. You got so much to do, Joe. So much to do. You got so much to do. I don't think it is though. Slider says next Joe Schoen is gone next year. All Joe will have to say is on a piece of paper, and he will say, "Yes, Joe, it says you're fired, stupid, filthy bum." Get rid of them all. Get rid of them all. Get rid of them all. So did Carmen Berselli stay? We don't know. He has not stayed yet. Carmen right now at this moment in time is they're waiting to decide what they're going to do. And I believe he is going to interview the former offensive line coach for the Baltimore Ravens is also going to be interviewing for the role. There's going to be a lot of interview. I am very excited to see what direction this team goes. I'm very excited to see how they play this one out because there's so much going on. There's so many things there's so many moving parts right now. And moving on from these from this front office is paramount because of the fact that, like I said, Kevin Abrams has just been god awful for years. Kevin Abrams has just been this.
If you're an illegal alien,
I'm not an illegal alien. Kevin Abrams has just been this thorn in the side of the Giants because you think of all the bad contracts. You would think that Kevin, not that far, just it's a trip down 90, a couple hours down 95. You think you'd run down to Philly and talk to go talk to Howie for a few minutes because I don't get how he can just have bad contract after bad contract and us being cap purgatory for years. And then I love it because, like I said, you have some of the giant shills like, well, Kevin Abrams put us in a good position this year. We have $11 million in cap space right now. 21st in the league. Yes, you could potentially clear 40, but I'm going to break this down slowly for people. You have a 53 man. If you have a 53 man roster, so let's say we clear out 40 million by moving on from 6 guys. You now have a 47 man roster. So not only are you going to have to use that additional cap space to sign the players you want to sign, you're going to have to start replacing the 6 other guys you just let go. And you're going to have to find either younger and productive players or go with a veteran. So you can move on and build all the cap space you want, but you have to remember this: you have a dearth of talent on this roster, and when you move away from higher salary players for additional free agents, you're going to have to move on, and you're going to have to restructure a bunch of these contracts. So whoever we bring in as the capologist better know his shit. Petro says, how you doing, good sir? John Wayne Harbaugh. I know. I just gotta love John Harbaugh. I'm glad they finally got Abrams' ass out. They did. Slider says, here's a message to Joe. Nobody likes a kiss ass. Thanks, Joe. Thank you, John Harbaugh, for getting rid of the dead weight. Yes, I agree with that. You need to add "you're fired" to that soundbite board. No, because we're not going to revel in people getting fired. We're not going to sit here and be we're not going to be those people. We're not going to sit there and be, oh, I'm so excited that Kevin Abrams got fired. I'm so happy about that. But again, here we go. Film of John Harbaugh in the Giants offices.
So run, you cur! Run! Tell all the other curs the law's coming! You tell them I'm coming! And hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
I just love John Harbaugh. I love John. I love Jack. I love Dad. I love Jim, my other brother. I don't know if we have a sister, but yeah, I'm just surprise hire. Surprised the Steelers hired McCarthy. That was an un-Steeler-like move. If anything, I thought that would be a Steeler-like move. Marvin says the ultimate would be for Joe Schoen to get fired. It would be, but it's not happening. It's nice to have an intelligent adult in charge. I know. How shocking is that? Big Mark. What's up, Big Mark? You excited, man? I got my auto renewal, my season tickets back up. I got my parking pass. I think we are going to I'm going to spend some money. I think I'm going to spend some money on the channel this year. Again, I think I'm going to do 3 Coaches Club days. That's going to be 3 games in the Coaches Club, 3 separate games with myself, hanging out. Mrs. Online Blue will probably be there. You get to go out down on the field. We've shown the pictures before. That's when Darren Beavers got hurt. We've shown the pictures before. You know, you go out on the field, you hang out with me. You know, you do a lot of fun stuff. You know, we're always there. And then I'm thinking I'm going to do one day in the suite. So what we'll do is, now we had some people in the suite last year. So I think we'll do the suite again. So we'll have people come in, hang out in the suite. So I think we'll do 3 giveaways this year. And we'll do the suite. We'll do the suite again. And I think that if you want, we could probably have a tour of Jackson Dart's apartment.
That's what she said.
Sorry, just had to. I'm never going to stop being a dick. Sorry. Okay, where were we? Petro says, I don't care. Whoever John Harbaugh wants. I really don't care. At this point in time, I really don't care. Because of the fact that it's going to have to be a team-oriented situation. It's going to have to be part of the John Harbaugh philosophy. So whatever he feels is going to be the best fit for this organization, that's who I want in these roles. Whoever he feels, and I think he is intelligent enough to understand, whoever he brings in is going to have to be a fit for this organization. It's going to have to be a fit for the talent that we have. And I think that's what we're going to have to look at. It's going to have to be a fit. Now, whoever he thinks is going to be the best fit for this team, that's what we're going to have. And that's the direction we're going to go. So I'm not going to sit here and be concerned about who he wants to bring in. I'm just glad who he's getting rid of. Mike says, even the guy who gets the bagels is fired. Oh, I already said it. I fired the guy that gets the bagels. I fire the guy that parks the car. Well, nobody parks the car. No, don't fire the one guy in security booth. I like him. He lets me park places. I like him. But everyone, you just got to fire. Joe Schoen doesn't have any power here. Tim, don't worry. Who cares? It's John's show. Joe is just an extra. Big James Time says, well, John Harbaugh is changing the face of the Giants as we speak. He's getting started, getting to turn things around big time. I'm so excited for the future. I just love the fact that he didn't even wait. He had his press conference, and then he's like, "Oh, I gotta get to work. You're fired, and you're fired. What's your name, Bob? Fired." I mean, that's Hirsch for real. What's up, brother? Joe Uncrustable the clown. Kevin Abrams is out. Can Joe be next? No, we're already hearing rumors and speculations from my little friend who already told us that Joe Schoen was going to get an extension months ago, that they're still on track for that. But don't forget, Saturday, 10:15, live stream. I'm going to eat an Uncrustable. I nearly choked. And if you decide to come on via camera with me and eat an Uncrustable, I will send you an Eli Manning replica 2007 Super Bowl ring. So stay tuned for that. Remember the Joe Judge called me coach nonsense to a reporter? Yeah, I know. Let's see here. Omega Springs 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, Super Bowl 2030. Okay, I'm down with that. Harbaugh is coming here like Joe Clark. Welcome to East Side. Some people call me Crazy Joe. Now they can call me Batman. That's right, man. That's right. Pretty Ricky, though. Well, is Joe Schoen Pretty Ricky? Because Pretty Ricky got fucked up in that movie. Sorry. Could be downfall. No, it's not going to be downfall. It's not going to be downfall. No extension at all. I know, but it's going to happen. He's telling me it's going to happen. It's going to happen. What do we got? USO says, if Carmen is not retained, I hope John Harbaugh continues to convince Bill Callahan to be our next offensive line coach. Joe's extension is just being the new coffee boy. I would take Bill Callahan. I think Bill Callahan would be a good. I mean, Bill Callahan does have a high pedigree as an offensive line coach. I mean, I would definitely. I mean, like I said, if it's all part of the Harbaugh philosophy. And what we need to do is we need to find out what the Harbaugh philosophy is going to be. Because to be perfectly honest, I still have no idea. So is he going to be a running team? Is he going to be a pass centric team? Are we going to do West Coast? Are we going to open this shit up? I don't know. That's the best question I have. That's the best question that I can offer. But I don't know. I have to wait and see. Tim, do you have a preference on who should be the OC and the DC? No. I want Coach Harbaugh to come in here and tell me who it's going to be. I don't want to guess. I don't want to pontificate. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to inference. I want him to come in here and tell me this is our philosophy. This is what we are going to do as a football organization. And this is the guy that I'm bringing in. And then what I want him to do after he makes that announcement, I want him to then put the players in place that fit the system that they are going to run. And I think we're going to see a lot of big changes. Omega Supreme says the two things that Jersey owns that the New York claims: the Statue of Liberty and the New York Football Giants. Actually, the French. Slider says, why do people care about taxes? That's none of their. I don't understand why people care about it. What he gets taxed at. But my thing is this: if you're gonna be like a news outlet, get it fucking right. Now, there's no reciprocal tax between New York and New Jersey, so that would be something different, but they don't do anything in New York. Everything, their corporate office is based out of New Jersey. So you pay Jersey tax. Not that that's much, well, it is better than New York tax, but you pay Jersey tax. Extension for Shane doesn't mean anything to me. He's extended and they fire it. It's just throwing away money. I don't care either. To your point, Jared, it's their money. Let them fucking do whatever they want to do. ML football is, I don't even know who they were. I don't even know. Stop complaining about stupid shit you don't have control over. I know, it's just so stupid. You know, it's not stupid. The mighty FanDuel. That's FanDuel.com, the number one sports book in America. We love FanDuel on this channel. You know it. I know it. Everyone knows it. And it's playoff mode right now for FanDuel. So new customers bet and bet $5, get $300 in bonus bets if you win. Because right now, like I said, it's playoff mode, baby. They got everything now. I'm going to my bets. I was just on the my bets thing. Open and settled. Everything's settled. I like when everything's settled because I made some money. I made some money on the mighty FanDuel. We got a good parlay for the Golden State Warriors and Dallas Mavericks. The $10 wagers get you, they bet $10. How much is that? That's $112 on the $10 bet. Stephen Curry, Mr. Curry scores 25 points. Curry makes 5 threes. Klay Thompson scores 20 points. Okay, I can see that. And Klay Thompson makes 4 threes. Bet $10 with that wager, win $112.88. We also take a look at the betting odds right now against the Denver Broncos and Denver and the New England Patriots. Right now, that's interesting now. Oh, well, you know what? Of course it is, because Bo Nix isn't playing. I was going to say the New England Patriots are 4.5 favorites in Denver. I got to take that bet. I got to take the Broncos +4. So we also have the Los Angeles Rams, the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. The Rams are 2.5-point underdogs. I'm going to take, you know what I'm doing? I'm going to call it now. I'm going to say Rams, Patriots, but I am going to take the Rams in the points, but I'm going to have it's going to be a Ram Patriot Super Bowl. That's what I got in mind right now. That's what I'm looking at right now. I'm placing my bet right as we speak. And there we go on the mighty FanDuel. That's FanDuel.com, number one sportsbook in America. Bet $5, get $300 bonus bets if you win and if you are a new customer. Again, that's FanDuel.com. Don't forget to game responsibly. ML football is actually the worst. I didn't even know who they were until I saw them on Twitter. What's up, Prince King Tim? I'm happy the Giants are cleaning. Clearance sale. Everyone must go. I haven't heard rumor mill of potential DC. Who are the names? Who would you prefer? I've already said it. I'm not going to speculate. I mean, would I prefer someone that's worked with Harbaugh before? Yeah, I guess. If they went a totally different direction, would I be upset? No, because this is a guy that's got to put together his staff. I would love to get Brian Flores. I mean, that would be spectacular. But of course, that's not going to happen. He's not coming here because he's suing him. But if you take a look at it, what's his name? The former DC over in Baltimore. What's his name? Zach Orr. Is it Zach Orr? Yeah, Zach Orr. I mean, you could bring over Zach. He was solid in 24. They had a bad season all around at 25. What's his name? Leonard. Everyone's talking about Jim. You know who I like? And he's another former Raven. That's Anthony Weaver. Anthony Weaver would be interesting. He was the last 2 years he was the DC over in Miami, but he got whacked with everything that's been going on. 24. The defense was ranked 4th in total yards allowed in Miami. That's Miami. Miami's not known for this awesome defense. So, but I think I can go that way. Tim says, so far I'm complaining about getting rid of guys who have no close relations to the Maras, and I got one of them as Abrams. It's gone next year. I know it's just awesome. OG knockouts. I thank God for John Harbaugh. Well wishes to the Mara. Big ups to Chris Mara for pulling this off. Listen, to all the people that doubted Chris Mara, I'm just going to say one thing. I mean, I told you so. I told you this guy's fucking awesome. I told you Chris Mara, greatest potential owner, or he is an owner, but greatest, he should be doing so much stuff for the Giants now. I've told you guys for weeks how wonderful Chris Mara is. I'm just looking for lightning. It's shocking. I'm shocked and befuddled that Chris Mara stepped up like he did and helped facilitate this. So all the big props in the world for Chris Mara. All the big props in the world. Big James Stein says, John Harbaugh, I believe, will turn around to the point where John Harbaugh will make the Giants playoff contenders going forward as well. Hope they do. Mike Lee says, I think the press release says John Mara is head of football operations. John Mara has been head of football operations. He's been a head of football operations forever. So I didn't think they changed it, but thank you, Mike Lee. RWB says house cleaning shouldn't end with the Abrams. The organization needs a complete overhaul. They need an enema. We know that, and I think it's going to continue. I mean, they let go most of the defensive staff. It's time. It's time. For 15 years, we have been so bad. We have been so putrid. We had 2 winning seasons, 2 playoff appearances, and 1 playoff win. It's time. Everything that we were doing, every time that we kept everyone because of the fact it's like, well, we got to keep everyone. No, we just got to get rid of people because you're not hitting the like. Speaking of getting rid of Richard Murphy, we got rid of him. That guy's a fucking nut. We banned him. We not only banned him, we blocked him, and I reported him to YouTube because he's a fucking nut. So, but again, he's Mr. Hot Pockets. So, but I thought it was funny. Let's see. What's up? Cannibal says Joe Schoen hasn't been god awful for years. Oh, Joe Schoen's been fucking a nightmare. Joe Schoen's a fucking wreck. He could potentially have his 22 class and his 23 class have nobody on the team from those 2 classes. It's amazing. And his class 2 years ago, which everyone was extolling the virtues of, if you take a look at it, you're like, this isn't good. This isn't good at all. And every year his draft classes get worse after a couple of years. Year 3, Darius Muasau should not be here. He's not a starting NFL linebacker, not even close. Tyrone Tracy is not a bell cow back. Sorry. You need a bell cow back. You need to find one in this draft or get one. Theo Johnson, we always go back to Crash Davis and Nuke LaLoosh, $1 million arm, but a 2-cent head. Drew Phillips, it makes all the tackles in the world. Just too bad he gives up 75% completion percentage for over 575 yards at 10.6 yards of completion. Tyler Nubin, just because you're the best safety in the draft that has terrible safeties does not make you an NFL player. He doesn't understand angles. He takes poor angles all the time. And we've talked about this being a former safety. The first thing they teach you in safety school, and I'm just joking, there is no safety school. The first thing they teach you in Pop Warner when you're a safety is they tell you, no matter what, do not let anyone get behind you. Tyler hasn't figured that one out yet. And Malik Neighbors, well, like I said, he's the only winner in that draft, but we don't know when or if or what he's going to be like when he comes back. You know, Banks should be gone. JMS should be gone. Hyatt will be gone. Eric Gray gone. Trey Hawkins gone. Jordan Riley's already gone. Owens is already gone. So you could literally have no one in the 2023 class here. Darren Beaver's gone. McKeithen gone. DJ Davidson's going to be gone. McFadden's a serviceable linebacker who still misses 13.5% of his tackles. Dane Belton, shoot him out of the fucking clown cannon. Same with Dane Bellinger. Cordell Flott, you're going to overpay for a guy for, and this is the thing I do not worry about right now. Because if John Harbaugh has the final say, I don't think he's going to overpay for Cordell Flott. Joshua Zudo will be gone. Wandale Robinson, can you really give a guy $45+ million when he had 400 yards in 3 games, and then the other 13 games the other 14 games, he's got 600 yards for 48 yards a game. We've already gone through the stats. You can't. Evan Neal's already gone. Kayvon Thibodeau should be gone or traded. So I'm hoping whoever they bring in as you're hitting the like button is going to be astute enough to learn how to draft, and I'm going to trust the coach. Slider says, I'm sure there are stupid Giant fans that think Joe Schoen pushed for Harbaugh. They are stupid. Oh yeah, Joe Schoen still looked like he was gonna cry. I hope you having a good day. I'm having a very good day, James. What do we got here? Mr. Perry says, that's great, John. That's great, John Wayne Harbaugh. Yeah, I gotta love it. Yeah, I'm actually having a very good day, except for the fucking snow that's coming. That's what I hate. I hate snow. I hate shoveling snow. I hate fucking snow. They have this thing that it's a blowtorch that you can use to like clean your garden, kill the plants in your garden and on the patio. I'm gonna get one of those. And you can also use it to melt snow. I'm getting a fucking blowtorch. OG Knockout says Joe Schoen needs to be humbled, in my opinion. He was a big-headed GM who didn't accomplish anything with the New York Football Giants. You're right. You're right. Mike Lee says you could always play a walk-away theme from the Incredible Hulk. No, I like getting rid of everybody. Oh my God, white chocolate. AKA white chocolate. Let's just for you, my brother. You know what we found? I got it just for you because I saw your thing the other day.
Ma'am? Yes, hon. Our Hot Pockets. Right away, hon.
Mr. Perry says McCarthy and Rodgers run it back one more time. I think that's psycho, but that's okay. Online Big Blue, AKA white chocolate. People forget. Yes, my nickname when I first started here was white chocolate. I forgot where that came from. I forgot how that came about or where that came from, but you're not wrong. Wow, I forgot all about that one. RWB says, fire the guy in the Lexus Club who's skipping on serving portions. Listen, the Coaches Club, you keep everyone in the Coaches Club. You don't fire anyone in the Coaches Club. Because the ladies, James, I wish James was here. James will tell you, the ladies that make the pork and the ribs and the mac and cheese, they're fun. If they're on point, they're fucking phenomenal. And my bartender, you don't touch my bartender. You don't touch my bartender. My bartender sees me and he starts pouring. First of all, he does Isaac from the Love Boat. In the moment that he can see me from across the room and he's doing Isaac from the Love Boat. And then the next thing you know, he's sitting there and he's pouring a rum and coke. Before I even get there, I have a drink. So the Steelers got McCarthy, got hired. Very interesting, I think. So OG Knockout says, Tim, I think the Giants content creators who were wrong about the team should applaud you for keeping it real about the Giants. Mostly everything you said they should have done, they're doing now. It's never going to happen, OG. It's never gonna happen because I am so hated in the Giant content creator community, which is fine because they all can go fuck off. That for being right, and I love it because I remember someone sent me a clip of Chris going, I think that's his thing. All he uses is negative. You fucking douchebag. You lie to people so you can get the likes, the clicks, the bleeps, and the boops and get money and get super chats. I tell the truth, and then you're telling me I'm the negative one. And then you change with the wind. Every one of your predictions, every one of your anything that you say about the Giants. Daniel Jones is great. Daniel Jones is suck. Daniel Jones is so good. Daniel Jones isn't good anymore. You fucking lie to people. Chris, the entertainer, you fucking lie to people. Chat Sports, Chode Sports, you fucking lie to people. There's only a few content creators that don't make me want to fucking vomit. Big Dash. I like Big Dash. Mr. Authentic. I like Mr. Authentic. Ryan's from Ryan's Big Blue Podcast. I like Ryan. I can't think of anyone else right now. There's probably other ones. But to all the other ones that have lied to you for years, they're fucking douchebags. Because they didn't tell you the truth. And now they're going to sally forward with all this great information about John Harbaugh when they lied to you about everything so they could make money on YouTube. And there's nothing wrong with making money. I made a lot of money in my career, but I never did it by lying to people. So knock, knock, who's there? Except for a few people and all the other content creators, you're all fucking douchebags. You lied to people for years, and now you're going to make it seem like you're shitting out potpourri because your shit doesn't stink because we got John Harbaugh. Fuck you very much. Not you, OGR. Not you, OG Knockout. RWB says if there were going to be passing teams, and Harbaugh is going to have his work cut out for him. Yes and no. Yes and no. If you think if you take a look at the problem is this, you're going to have to make Jackson Dart a pocket passer. Not a pocket passer. You got to have to make him an NFL quarterback. Right now, he's a scrambling quarterback. You got to make him an NFL passing quarterback. And you don't have to make him what he's not. You don't have to make him this downhill, thrower. You don't have to make him Chad Pennington. But you got to find an in between. And they've said this before. I heard Bill Walsh talk about this and George Seifert talk about this. And John Gruden talked about this, that a 4-yard pass is just as good as a 4-yard run, as long as you get to third and short. So I think that, they can make this work. They just need to figure out exactly what they're going to be. The philosophy is to win, 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 baby. Joe's new position is to hand out the free medium Pepsis. Flores just resigned with the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, well, he wasn't coming here. I mean, that's just a pipe dream. So all eyes on me, Tim McDonald. Flores will never work for us. No, he won't. Weaver is very decent. I do think Anthony Weaver would be a decent choice. And like I said, it's one of those things that if you take a look at it from an outside philosophy, I think he would be a decent choice for this. And like I said, I'm going to give Harbaugh the benefit I gave Joe Schoen and Brian Dable the benefit of the doubt. Hit the like button, guys. I gave them the benefit of the doubt when they were first hired. I said, you know what? We're going to have to give them the benefit of the doubt because we have to see what they do. Well, we have to do the same thing with Harbaugh. We have to give them the benefit of the doubt. I hope the New York Football Giants win 2 Super Bowls while Harbaugh is here, and I hope we start beating the Cowboys constantly in the upcoming years. I do too. Off Broadway says salute to Tom Coughlin for making the call. Yeah. Well, evidently him and John are friends. We played the clip, so I'm very excited that he was part of this, and I'm very excited that even after the acrimonious split with the Maras, that Tom Coughlin did what he did to help facilitate the Giants getting this guy, getting the guy. I call bullshit. Props to Chris. Doubted him not to admit it. Give him props and blush as well. His jet was ready to send Chris Mara to get to John Harbaugh. Like I've said before, Chris Mara I know some people were mean to him and said bad things about him like 2 weeks ago on this show. It might have been me. But I've said it before a million times. He's a great guy. Chris Mara, anything that was kludgy about him and the horse racing and anything else, I think that's all lies. It's lies. Lies, rumors, and speculations. Everyone leave Chris Mara alone. Greatest guy ever. Tish, I love Tish. Whoever said anything bad about Tish, you should be ashamed of yourself. Probably was me on this show. But you know what? Tish was great. I love Tish. Off Broadway says, John Harbaugh is cleaning house like my mom on a Saturday morning cleaning. Playing R&B. I equate it to the wife in Fabuloso. Now you got the purple Fabuloso, you got the yellow Fabuloso, you got the orange Fabuloso now. And I love it, though, because in Hispanic household, Fabuloso doesn't have a scent. It has a color. It's the kind of, you don't sit there and go, oh, you know what? I really would like to use that lilac, Fabuloso. Or can I use the lemon lime Fabuloso? No. In my family, it's, give me the purple Fabuloso. So I think because when you're Hispanic and use a lot of Fabuloso, and it's so strong, you've probably burned out any smell that you still have in your nose. So you can't say, I want the lilac Fabuloso. You have to say, give me the purple one. But I agree. Off-Broadway is a Joe Schoen learn to GM Brandon School. Just one last thing is really funny. My wife, of course, is Hispanic and Native American. So she's, one day we were, one of the houses that we lived in, she used to clean the bathroom with bleach all the time. I mean, like bleach. And she poured so much bleach once into the tub to clean it, and then she forgot about it. Well, she didn't clean up the bleach, so like a couple days later, I was in the guest bathroom. So a couple days later, we go into the bathroom, and she uses it, and the tub just cracks. The fiberglass tub just went, because of the bleach, went crack. So we had to replace the whole tub. That's why I'm saying her nostrils are so burned out from the Fabuloso, she could not smell all the bleach. Slider says, but Tim, we have Cam Scatterboo, which is good. Cam Scatterboo, greatest running back ever. Slider, what's wrong with you? Yeah, most of those picks aren't salvageable. No, a lot of them are. You know what we're gonna do? I got a video coming up. I mean, like I said, we're gonna do the stream on Saturday, and the stream on Saturday is gonna be a lot of fun. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And again, like I said, I'm a man of my word. I'm after the stream today. I'm going to the store. I'm gonna get an Uncrustable. There better be just like one Uncrustable. I don't have to buy a box. Do I have to buy a box? Because I don't want to buy a box. What happened to Kellen Moore? Kellen Moore left Herbert and won a Super Bowl. Okay, I'm watching Kellen, but something going on Kellen Moore. I don't know what's going on Kellen Moore. But if you want to come on at 10:15 on Saturday and eat an Uncrustable with me on camera, you are going to get a 2007 Eli Manning replica. Look at that shining in that replica Super Bowl ring. Tim, no blowtorch, just hire a kid. I got a kid. But here's the thing. How cool, and I'm literally, because I have to go to get the Uncrustables, I'm going to stop at Home Depot because I'm buying this fucking blowtorch thing. How cool is it that I don't need to shovel snow? We're supposed to get like anywhere between 18 to 28 inches of snow. How cool is it that I can just go out there and hit it with a blowtorch? I mean, there's an Army Navy store down the road, and they don't have a flamethrower. Because if they did, I would already know. They got a rocket launcher. They don't have a flamethrower. I don't think rocket launchers was going to clean up the snow. Wando's 400 plus yak. His numbers will plummet when Neighbors comes back. 15 million for a guy who gets 600 yards is not smart. And you're right. You're 100% right. Mr. Jackson says, do you think Chris will just tired of losing, or did someone finally talk him some sense to him? I think maybe the John Mayer is close to him and blessed him, so he wanted to say, you know what? I don't care what the philosophy is. I don't care why there's this all of a sudden. It's like, I love the Knicks. We finally are better than the Nets yesterday. I love the Knicks. I've loved the Knicks since I was a kid. If I wasn't spending time at the Meadowlands, I would be at MSG. Greatest day is when James Dolan figured out that I am not smart. Not me, James Dolan. He figured out I'm not smart at this basketball shit. And he turned the keys of the kingdom over. I'm hoping that the ghost of Wellington Mara came down and said to John and Chris, listen, you guys aren't good at this. After the miracle of the Meadowlands, I turned over the reins to George Young. Find a George Young. Joe was sweating and shitting in his pants literally as Chris flew to see John Harbaugh. Chris for the love of minutes. Can't go wrong with the rum and coke. Go to 100%. Oh, I love rum and cokes. That's all I ever drink in rum and cokes. Captain Morgan and Coke. I don't drink just this other rum. Let's see. OG Knockout says, Tim, the one that I think is going to appreciate John Harbaugh the most is Jameis Winston. I think he gets the opportunity to play. Harbaugh is going to love him. I agree, but I drafted Jackson Dart. It's nothing against Jameis. I don't want to see Jameis play. The only reason that I'm seeing Jameis play is if Jackson Dart's in concussion protocol. I don't want that because you still have to find out what the hell you have in Jackson Dart. You still have to find out if John Harbaugh, and I have hope with John Harbaugh. I have hope with John Harbaugh because of the fact that, like I said, this is a guy that had two very different quarterbacks. He won with Joe Flacco, and he has a two-time MVP in Lamar Jackson. Ends of the spectrum. So I'm hoping that Jackson Dart can find a happy medium in the middle. Sliders says, Tim was the first guy who said Joe Schoen was going to fix his own mistake. Joe Schoen. Joe Schoen, man. I remember, it's funny because I watched, someone sent me the Joe Schoen press conference clip, and I kept telling people, I don't see it. I don't, like Jackson, I don't see it. I kept telling people, don't get it, don't see it. When are Ryan Poles? But, it is what it is. Chris says, I'm going to be optimistic and say we went 8 to 9 games. Okay, I can see that. Finally, sniffer a winning record. Okay. I have no problem with that. I'm down for that. I don't think it's going to happen, but I see 6 to 7. I do say that coaching is going to give us an additional 3 wins. Hit the like button, please. We're at 49 likes. We need to be at 60 likes right now. I do think that we are going to get like 6 to 7 wins. And I think that's an improvement. I do think good coaching will give us an additional 2 to 3 wins. But the problem is this, you have a new guy coming in. You're going to have a new philosophy. People are like, well, what about the New England Patriots? No, the New England Patriots were being built correctly for a couple of years. They had more talent than we have going into 26. So we got to wait and see what happens. OG says, Tim, one thing we do have as fan is that Harbaugh is going to build a team around the team we play in our division. The only way to get to the playoffs is by beating the team in your division. You're 100% right. 100%, says Mr. Sims. What do we got? Ron says, Tim has temporarily amnesia again about Chris Mara. Must be the Fabuloso. Oh, listen. I have never said anything bad about Chris Mara. Just looking for the bolt of lightning. I have never said anything bad about Chris Mara. I have never brought it up. I've always said that Chris Mara was the salt of the earth. And I think he's awesome. And I've always said that, if you ever wanted to do something right, that you should have brought in Chris Mara. That I clearly remember that. I'm not saying anything. I clearly remember saying that Mara was the greatest player. Great. Chris Mara, love him. He's wonderful. Nothing. Okay, we're going to stop talking about Chris Mara. Yes, you have to. Let's see. You have to buy a box. Fuck, I don't want to buy a box. All right. Well, okay. A box has like 4 or 5. I can't remember. You got to eat a Hot Pocket along with I actually like Hot Pockets. I loved Hot Pockets as a kid. I grew up. I mean, I literally used that. That's what I ate in college was Hot Pockets. Miss Perry says, let Wandell walk, draft someone else, and try to get AJ Brown. AJ Brown's not going out of Philadelphia. Prince says, Tim, if you like rum, try. It's very smooth. What is it, Bumba? I thought Bumba was socks. Isn't Bumba socks? No, I like the Captain. I have a 4-foot statue of Captain Morgan in my house. That's how much rum I drank. I actually went through a phase where I stopped drinking. And I'm in like 2.5 months went by. And I go to the mailbox and there's a letter from San Juan, Puerto Rico. I was like, why is there a letter from San Juan, Puerto Rico? I don't know anyone in San Juan. I actually do know people in Puerto Rico, but I don't know anybody in San Juan. I opened up, it's from Captain Morgan. They sent me a card making sure I was all right. Just joking, maybe. Can't spell Camp Scatterboo without the CTE. Sim says, I like Wandell, but paying him the money for a 5'8" receiver with a smallish wingspan is just, I'll pass. I have to agree. I have to pass as well. OG says, but if Dart is going to slide and stay out of the tent because history says otherwise. I mean, maybe he can learn him up. Maybe Harbaugh, and I would think that Harbaugh would have the cachet to say, listen, dude, you think you know everything, and then you want to sit there and tell me, well, that's my style. Well, you know what I'm going to tell you? This is your new style. Your new style is you don't fucking slide. I mean, this is your new style. Oops, wait a minute. You slide. I hate when I get feedback. Hit the like button, guys. 54 likes. That's disgusting. That's just terrible. We will not trade for AJ Brown. No, we're not going to trade for AJ Brown. No, James Stein says Harbaugh will tell Dart to slide, or he will cut him as a threat to make him. No, he's not going to cut him. Make a threat. What is he? Omega Supreme says salt off the yard, except the time when Tim said Harbaugh is shady. Something about horse betting. I don't remember any of that, Omega. I think you guys are lying. I can only remember ever saying good and happy things about him. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Never said anything bad about the guy once. And I dare you to find any time that I've ever said anything bad about the salt of the earth guy, also known as Chris Mara. Chris Mara, what a great guy. Go target something. Let's see here. What do we got? Our Best Buy notification. I'm 5'8". Wandell is 5'6". I swear. OG not yet. So is Brandon Brown gone as well? Right now, Brandon Brown is still here. I think Brandon Brown is going to be one of those guys that they look at, that they get an idea and see, what he can be, or I don't know. We got to kind of wait and see. And I got my fingers crossed, like I said, that he gets out from underneath the Joe Schoen and does something and is able to do something and is able to be part of something, Mr. Brown, and be part of this organization. Because like I said, I thought he was a good guy to bring over from Philly. The only problem was I think he wasn't listened to by certain people. I'm not looking at you, Joe Schoen. I don't think he was listened to by a certain segment of people. And I think that's what it's going to be. I think that's what we're going to have to look at. And I have my fingers crossed and it's going to be fine. It's going to be good. I'm telling you guys now, it's going to be good. We got a good direction. We got a good head on our shoulders. We got the wind behind us, and we're going to sail on till morning. That's what we're going to do. Prince said, what does Prince says? Prince says, Tim never said that stuff. You guys, that was his twin brother. Yeah. It was my evil twin, Lars. I've always said that if I ever need to flee the country, and I have different names now, but for years, if I ever had to flee the country, Tim wasn't going to flee. Lars Vandenhuler was going to flee. My other name was Pablo Sanchez. So if I ever had to cut out, Tim would just disappear and Lars Vandenhuler would take his place. And that's what happened. Lars Vandenhuler took my place. Yeah. That's what happened. That's what I'm going with. So, Chris, the closer, Mara. Oh, no, I agree. Hold on one second. I think, hold on. Whoops. Wait, hold on. Nope, I got to hang that up. I don't know how that happened. Okay. Hold on. Are you streaming? Are you driving? Oh, that's fine. Streaming. You okay? Okay, hold on. I gotta see here. I gotta see what's going on with the wife here. Let's see. I never said that. You're right. Let's see here. What's up, Big Tim? Hey, Tim. Should the Giants cut Graham Gano? Who? Graham what? Graham crackers? Yeah. There's no reason to keep Graham Gano. You don't need to keep paying this guy. Joe Schoen, in his infinite wisdom, gave this guy a 3-year, $16 million contract. Yeah. Shoot him out of a fucking clown cannon. Hold on 1 second, guys. I gotta pick this up. Okay, everyone just hold on a second. I gotta pick this up right now. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I turned the mic. All right, I'm back. Wife left to work early so she'd come home and work. Okay. Graham Gano was useless. Malpractice to retain him. Yeah, Graham Gano is gone. Graham Gano, shoot him out of a fucking clown cannon. He's a $5 million cap hit. It's only a $1.2 million dead cap number. Shoot him out of a fucking cannon. Graham Gano, I appreciate everything you have done for us. You are our offense at certain periods of time, but I can't keep you. I'm sorry. Let's see. OJ says, thank God you're coming back because I can't listen to most of these giant content careers. They think they finally move Evan Neal to a different position. Do you think they'll finally move Evan Neal to a different position? No, Evan Neal is gone. Evan Neal doesn't have a contract. They didn't pick up Evan Neal's 5th-year option. There are so many malpractice issues with certain players. And I'm not, yeah, I had to put my phone in my mouth because I didn't want people to read my lips. I'm not, because it was nothing bad though. I think there was just so many players on this team that never got a fair shake because of Brian Daboll. Now, there's certain players I think that don't deserve a fair shake. Like I said, Jalen Hyatt, I don't want Jalen Hyatt back. Jalen Hyatt should be gone. I don't want Evan Neal back. Hit the like button, guys. Let's at least get to 65 likes before I check out because I got to go get gas. And I got to go get a blowtorch and a flamethrower and maybe a rocket launcher and maybe a couple claymores. Because, you know, you have to, when you have snow, you need to take this shit out. Oh, clearance deals. Okay, hold on. I'm checking for something here. Oh my God, there's too many people. Stop. People need to just leave me alone. I don't like people. Why do they always bug me? I had to go to a doctor's visit. I had to go to a vet visit. Not for me. The vet wasn't for me. and I had to go run a whole bunch of errands. So I left my phone at home. So I come home, and I always get a lot of text messages, but I was gone for like 3 hours. So I got 238 text messages and 9 missed calls. I'm calling out plays. Tim had to go on mute because Merrick called him and said it provided any more inside information. The Giants threatened to have Tiki Barber take over the channel. You know what's funny, though? I'm glad my friend is retiring. Because I'm glad and I'm not glad. Because of the fact that we're not going to get any more information anymore. But I keep hearing now that the Giants are locking shit down. That Harbaugh is going to be locking down the leaks of information that have been plagued by this franchise the last 5 years. So I'm very excited that he's locking this shit down. So yeah. Come on, guys, hit the like button. What do we have here? We got 59 likes. We got to get to 65 before I leave. Well, let's see. Your slider says Tim was calling a fade route in the end zone while on the phone. I forgot about that. Evan Neal. Kayvon Thibodeau is a rotational player who was drafted way too high. So were you saying Kayvon Thibodeau or Abdul Carter? I forgot which one because they're both the same. They're both the same guy. Oh my God, are we finally going to not draft redundant players? Are we finally going to not do that? I mean, I was thinking about that. Like, you know, Wan'Dale Robinson was a redundancy for Kadarius Toney. You know, Abdul Carter is now redundancy for the likes of Kayvon Thibodeau. I'm tired of drafting redundant players. You know what sucks? I was looking at the draft class going back to 2020 with the Baltimore Ravens. And the thing is this, if they're still in the league, they're in bold. And if they're not in the league anymore, their names aren't in bold. And I laugh because you look at the Giants going back to 2020, there's all these guys that are not bold. In 2020, only Tyler Phillips, offensive tackle, a third rounder, is not in the league anymore. In 2021, only 2 players are not in the league anymore, and they're 2 fifth-round picks. In 2022, only 1 player is not in the league anymore. These are the Baltimore Ravens. In 2023, only 1 player who happened to be a 6th rounder is not in the league anymore. 2024, only 1 player, and that's Devin Leary, is not in the league anymore. And every player in 2025 is on the roster. Wow. I call that drafting. I call that drafting. I don't know what a fucking bull rush is. No, we don't know what a bull rush is. Let's see. Off Broadway says, from the redundancy department, I leave it to Joe Schoen, and we're going to draft a safety. Oh, that was a good one. Where are we at, guys? How many likes are we at here? We are at, if we're at 61, I wanted to leave at 65. I got 2 minutes because I do have to go run out and get gas. So I got 2 minutes. I got a show I got to do tomorrow at 11 with this guy that we're going to put up in the afternoon. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Don't forget the mighty FanDuel. That's FanDuel.com, #1 sportsbook in America. Don't forget to game responsibly. We're going to do a stream on Saturday and 10:15. And yes, I am going to go out right now and I'm going to buy an Uncrustable. They have to sell them in singles. I cannot see that you have to buy a box of fucking Uncrustables. But I'll do it. I'm a man of my word. I said I would eat an Uncrustable. I'm going to eat an Uncrustable. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We got a lot of fun guests coming up in the next couple weeks. When information and news comes about in reference to the, to anything going on with the New York Football Giants and of course with John Harbaugh's hires, we'll make sure you get to that. Let's see. I'm trying to see what else is going on here. There's nothing else that really seems to be going on of any interest. I'm tired. Like I said, I gotta get the Forrest Gump clip. I'm tired. I'm gonna go home now. I think I'm gonna go home now. We're at 60. 2 likes. We're not at 63, but that's fine. Not at 65, but that's fine. I already told you people. I have a like threshold now. And if you don't have a certain amount of likes, Mrs. Online Big Blue is not going to let me play. So make sure you guys hit the likes. Going to have a lot of fun stuff coming on. Appreciate everyone that hung out on this Thursday afternoon. We usually don't do a Thursday stream. We usually just do it early in the week. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification button. Do all that fun. James, where are you? James is not around. Mr. Taz, what's up? Remember the Giants fan? No matter what, how about life things, at least you aren't the Cleveland Browns fans. Mr. Taz, I love you, brother. You and Trenton, I love you. But I'm going to tell you this right now. We're coming for you. We're coming for you, right? We are coming for you. The rest of the league needs to be on alert because the New York Giants are coming for you. That's it. That's all you need to know. It took us forever, but we're finally.
Red! Tell all the other curs the line's coming! You tell them I'm coming! And hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
That's John Harbaugh right now, baby. We're coming for you, Mr. Taz. We're coming. I am aware you're coming for us. We have no OC, and last DC was a joke, but I was sincere. You aren't the Cleveland Brown fans, at least. Life can always be worse. It's not worse for us anymore. We're good now. We're good. We have competency. I know a lot of Giant fans are like, competency? What the fuck is that? I can see them now. Alexa, what does competency mean? Competency means you are not a Cleveland Brown fan, and now these are the terms that Giant fans need to learn. I mean, I'm very excited. Well, yeah. Listen, we can't have everything right. We can't. We're not screwing it up. We're going to be fine. We're taking a deep breath. We're going to be fine. Everything's going to be good. New York Giant football is back, baby. Look out, NFC East. We're coming for you. This is Tim, this New York Giants Straight Talk, powered by Online Big Blue LLC, brought to you by the Believe Network, and of course, brought to you by the Mighty FanDuel. Like, subscribe, set your notifications, give out all the information on the channel because we're back, baby. At least for what I missed. Come on, that was really great. How does it feel knowing Joe Schoen gets Joe coffees every morning? I think it's great. We have someone in the building. I think we've shown you this. We have someone in the building that took pictures for us. There's Joe Schoen right now, day one, giving out John Harbaugh some coffee. And Joe Schoen felt so bad about everything going on, he also decided to park John Harbaugh's car. I mean, what Joe Schoen? What a team player! What a team player for Joe Schoen. We have a CEO type coach now. That's what we want. You too, Mr. Taz. See you later, guys. Now I'm freaking out.